Welcome back to the Myth of Hockey. Wow, first episode, almost 20,000 views, so thank you. It was a pretty interesting topic talking about Brodeur being overvalued or the myth of hockey. Well, I'm going to continue with Brodeur because I just want to finish him off. So Martin Brodeur, in these 10 years, in his 3 Cup winning years, the prime of his career, to get people caught up, he averaged 24.4 shots against a game, which in itself was the lowest of any goalie in pretty much the modern history. His backups played, in this 10 years, played almost 100 games, okay? I think it was 97 in total, or almost 100. So that's a large sample size to give us an idea. And here is just going to blow your mind and get rid of and dispel that myth that his puck handling ability reduced shots. Do you know what the average of the backups that replaced him, what their shot against average was? You ready for this? I don't know if you are. Can you handle this? 24.8. No more words are needed. Obviously, the backups had virtually identical shots against, proving that Martin Brodeur's ability to play the puck didn't reduce the shot quality or quantity for that matter. So that's a myth. So the second myth of Martin Brodeur, and this one is just as massive as save percentage. Are you ready for this? When I researched and found this information, I was baffled. Martin Brodeur won 3 Stanley Cups. Okay? To win 3 Stanley Cups, you have to win 3 finals. Obviously, simply, 3 finals, you have to win 4 games in each of the 3 finals for a total of 12 wins. In the 12 wins, in the 3 finals that Martin Brodeur, he averaged this many saves per game. Wow. 18.9 saves a game to win the 12 games in the 3 finals. I'm sorry, this is not a Hall of Fame goaltending number. This isn't greatness on the goalie's part. This proves beyond the doubt again that it was the defensive systems that should be in the Hall of Fame. If this was 18.9 saves he only had to make to win 12 games, this is what the New Jersey Devils offense pumped onto the other goalies in those 12 games. 29.8. The Devils offense had 29.8 shots on average in the 12 wins, but Brodeur only had to make 18.9 saves to win the 12. This is damning evidence that it wasn't Brodeur that was the main reason or the backbone of this team. It was the defensive systems. It was the defense. It was the structure, keeping shots to perimeters, keeping low quality shots down. And that's maybe they were higher quality. No, that's nonsense. That's an excuse. If you think 18.9 were of higher quality than the 29.8, just to find an excuse why that number's so low, I'm sorry, but that's damning. Overtimes. Greatness is winning games in overtime. To be in the Hall of Fame, you should have lots of wins in overtime, okay? In these 10 years, Brodeur's prime, just to refresh you, in this era here, in these 10 years, Brodeur played in 21 overtimes. Now, again, he's in the Hall of Fame. A Hall of Fame goalie should have won at least 3/4, at least 2/3 of these games. Would you not agree? At least half, okay? To be considered a great game stealer under pressure in overtime. Here's how many games Brodeur won in 21 overtimes. 7. 7 wins, people. Out of 21 OT, he won 7 times. Now, this is where it gets even better. In those 7, only once his team was outshot. So all you can do is say that Brodeur, because his team was outplayed, he only stole 1 of 21 OTs. He only stole 1 of the 7 wins he had. Because the other 6 wins, okay, his team averaged shots on goal on the opponent 43.0. 43.0, his offense pumped onto the opposition goalie in his 6 wins. And he only had to face 30.3. His team outshot the opponent in his 6 wins in overtime by 12.7 on average. This isn't greatness. This isn't being a Hall of Fame goalie. This is more proof that the systems were the Hall of Fame-ers. Many people think Brodeur was consistent. Many people think the greats, the so-called greats, were consistent. Martin Brodeur, in his career, okay, including playoffs, had 150 shutouts. What about consistency? What were his worst games? Do you know what I typed in is I did 4 goals or more with an .860 save percentage or less. And this is what I found. 4 goals or more with an 8.6. Those are, you have to admit, those are terrible games. It's actually, what happened was when I typed this in as a search, he had 158 games where he had an 857 or lower with at least 4 goals against and higher. Where's the consistency? We talk about his 150 shutouts. Wow, he had 150 shutouts in his career. What about the 158 games where he had an 857 save percentage, which is terrible, and or lower, with 4 goals against and higher? Never would have guessed he had that many horrible games. Anyways, that ends it for Martin Brodeur. I got to move on. It's quite clear that Brodeur was overvalued and overrated and shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. His defensive system should be. Next goalie, I'm going to sort of try to break the myth of hockey that he was a great goaltender, a Hall of Famer. Stay tuned for Grant Fuhrer. Bye for now. See you next episode.